We need to get some clapping and we need to get some cheering on the go, so we're going to ask Mick to be our cheerleader. Okay, so Mick's going to do some clapping. This clapping's going to ripple across the room like this. Ripple across the room like this. We'll get all the other side, we'll go mental and the act will come on. Does that sound good? Yeah, nice and easy. Okay, Mick, let's have some clapping. Let's have some clapping. Please welcome to the stage, George Coppen!
Firstly, let's give it up for the MC tonight. John Matthews, everybody, let's give it up for him. Now, my name is George Coppen. I'm an actor. Woo! I'm a comedian. Woo! And I'm also a professional dwarf. Woo! Thank you. Yeah, I recently became professional after filling out a PDF. My man here, do you know what PDF stands for? I'll tell you. It stands for Professional Dwarf Forms. I've seen 7. But I know what you're all thinking, and it's the same thing everybody thinks when they see me. God, that guy from Game of Thrones had a nasty accent, hadn't he? Just to be clear, I'm not Peter Dinklage, okay? This is Peter Dinklage, this is me. If you're at the back and you can't quite see the t-shirt, let me clarify. I'm wearing a t-shirt of Peter Dinklage, who's wearing a t-shirt of me, who's wearing a t-shirt of Peter Dinklage. Basically, I'm having a breakdown. I know breakdowns are more of a 2020 thing, but I'm a slow learner. Now, I did that joke at a gig in Nottingham last night, and a guy on the front row generally tried to nick the microphone off me so he could clarify to the rest of the audience I was telling the truth about my t-shirt. No idea. But now, I meet a lot of different people in my line of work and in my life. I get asked a lot of different questions. And I get asked a lot of questions mainly by kids. The most popular question I get asked is, why are you short? And I have 4 answers that I give them. Answer 1, and any parents in the room, this will help you out and feel free to use it. I didn't eat my greens as a child. Just a side note, the Jolly Green Giant's a prick. Answer number 2 that I give them. I melted in the sun. I've also got arthritis in my left leg, so in the winter I'm fucked as well. So both seasons I'm struggling. Answer 3 that I give them is that my mum accidentally put me in the washing machine as a kid. 2 hours I was in there for. But the 4th answer I give them is that I didn't pass on that text message on to 6 of my closest friends within 24 hours 5 years ago. But the other people I come across, and this is generally true, are people who have a phobia of dwarfs. It's called lollipopagildophobia. And it makes me sound like a piece of candy. But just in case anybody here has lollipopagildophobia. Well, I've never had a fear of dwarf. This is brilliant, I love it. And I've just been heckled by a dog. I'm not even mad about that. But there's also an opposite phobia, the dog might have this as well, called gigantophobia, which is basically fear of tall people. I know how you feel, mate. George, you're okay? Yeah, it's just the phobia, you know, the phobia is kicking in. And there's a dog that won't shut the fuck up. But, right, remember our technique, remember? Remember what you're going to do when you turn around? Yeah. I'm going to imagine everybody with their legs chopped off so they're my height. You're my height. But I get asked a lot of weird questions as well by adults. The most common one I get asked is, do you like being a dwarf? Well, a small part of me said yes. But even at school, I was asked some bloody stupid questions. Like the careers advisor said to me one day, said to George, what do you want to be when you grow up? Yeah, he's still waiting for an answer. But school for me was a bit horrible really, 'cause I got bullied a lot at school. Come on, I'm disabled, you gotta give me sympathy, otherwise it's a hate crime. We'll try that again. I was bullied a lot at school. Better, well done, thank you. But my bullies, you had your typical bullies, which I'll come on to in a second. But you also had more inventive bullies. But, like, you had the typical bullies, but they were stupid, they were fucking fake. Because what they'd do is, the way they'd bully me, is they'd all get in a line and stop me from getting to my lesson. But, I don't know why, they forgot what hightail was compared to them. And you can imagine what level I was with on them. So they go, yeah George, you're not going to get anywhere, what are you going to do? That? Yeah, that's right, I know Bullshitsu. Yeah. But then we got onto the creative bullies. And I was actually bullied a lot by the Doors. I don't mean the band, I mean the automatic doors. Because whoever worked for Central on this does not like me. Because everybody else I'd worked for, I'd walk to the doors. No, nothing, they're not working. So I'm thinking, right, what do? I know, I need to go and find a tall person. So I'm walking around school going, hello, any tall people around? This short guy needs one. Of course, they're all in the lessons, aren't they? No one's around. So eventually find a TA, get in. But then the most awkward part is trying to explain to the teacher why I'm late. Sorry I'm late, miss. The automatic doors wouldn't open. And it doesn't really work because all the other students are sitting down. Because them and the automatic door, they're like, that's their relationship. So it was weird. But another way I got bullied was by the computer system. Now, anybody my age, you may remember a website called My Maths. Yeah, a few people do. Basically, if you don't know, basically the website was hell. You have to do a load of maths exams, it was horrible. But to get on it, you got given a 3-letter random password. Now remember that, 3-letter random password. Very important part. My password is generally true. First letter was E. Second letter was L. You may start to pick up on what this word is. Third letter, S. Yeah. I was bullied by an algorithm. I said to the teacher, can I have another one please? He went, yeah, sure. He wrote, this next one is B-I-G. Oh, come on! Really? Fine, whatever, I'll take it, don't matter. But then, I was just saying, people in my school were thick. And no day was more obvious than this day, which was sports day. Now usually I enjoyed sports day, but I did fuck all, and it was lovely. But this one day they said, oh, anybody who's not down for sport is automatically on the reserve list. Well, that's fine. So get to the day, halfway through the day, hadn't heard anything. Then I started hearing whispers. George, you've been picked for sport. George, you're doing something this afternoon. Then the head of year comes up to me and says, George, you've been randomly selected to do a sports this afternoon. I went, okay, what is it? And again, this is generally true. He went, you're doing the long jump. You see this, right? You see this. Now, I'm a lazy person, I will tell you that, Lester. Not even I, I'm fucking lazy. If I pulled out the name of the only dwarf, I'd go, you never know. Now what made it worse was the other students. So I put them back me up here going, George can't do it, get somebody else. Oh no. They turned to me and went, come on George, give it your best shot. Another one turned around to me and went, George, don't let us down. Well, you're going to be in for a world of disappointment in about 15 minutes time, let me tell you. Anyway, I turned up. 3 of the tallest lads in the year were there. And they're looking at me, and I'm looking at them. And they're looking at me. I do love that part, 'cause it's the only time in my life I can ever pretend I'm looking down on someone. So anyway, they said, what are you doing here? I went, you tell me. So, did it. But annoyingly, I had one of my jumps disqualified. Yeah? So apparently my wheelchair had just gone over the line and they wouldn't count it. Who knew? But then a few weeks later came a ward strip time. Again, if you know what it is, basically if you had good attendance, they take you out for the day. And they called me and they went, George, your attendance is really good, we'll take you out. I'm like, oh, fantastic. Where are we going? To the zoo, the cinema? No, we're going to Alton Towers. Again, you see this, right? Teacher, you see this and you want to take me to the theme park with height restrictions. But I thought, I don't like school, so I don't really want to be in lessons all day. I've got an idea. So when I've got onto a few of my mates went, right, get Happy, Dopey and Doc together, get a big coat, we're going out for the day. So we did, have you ever seen the Muppets when they do the Muppet Man, you know, when they're all on each other's shoulders? Imagine that, but with dwarfs. Just don't Google that, though. So anyway, we're all there, and there's 3 of us, and all of us have got really important jobs. Because you've got the bottom one, he's got the most important job, he's the legs. He's got to support 2 other dwarfs on his shoulders. Then you've got the middle one, he's got to support the coat and make sure the coat doesn't fall out. And he's got to look through that pockets to make sure we're going. The top one, he's got to make sure we know where we're going, we know how we're getting there, we're not bumping into anyone. 3 very important jobs. And then, for some reason, one of us had the great idea to go on a roller coaster. Halfway round, top one got hit by a tree and fell off. He really wasn't happy. Thank you. Then we went on the dodgems. Second one went flying. He was really bashful. Anyway, I thought, I might have lost my 2 friends, but I've gained a coat. Not all bad. So, anyway, after school, when I finished school, I then started to work, and as I started work, I had to go to the job centre to find work. And I thought, oh, these people are clever, they know what they're doing. No, they're even thicker than the kids at school. Because one of them said to me one day, oh, George, just go over there to the desk to chat to someone about work. I was like, okay, what work is they offering? This is generally true again. They went, oh, forklift truck driving. Sorry, what? Yeah, forklift truck driving. I went, okay. So I went over, and the woman was like, okay, do you think you'll be able to drive a forklift truck? Are you taking the fucking piss? Yeah, I'll just get the other disabled mate, shall I? 1-arm barrier, blind Steve down, shall I? So anyway, weirdly, they gave me an interview. Don't know why, but they gave me an interview. And thought, yeah, you know what, I'll go ahead for experience, you know. It was at this interview, I got asked the weirdest question I've ever been asked in my life. So the interview's going well, about halfway through, the guy in the middle says, that might be him actually on the phone. The guy in the middle says, do you mind if I just ask you a quick question about your disability, your dwarfism? I'm like, yeah, sure, you know, anything anybody wants to know, I'm an open book. He looked at me, dead straight faced, and went, how long you had it? So what? He went, yeah, how long you had your dwarfism? Ah! What the bloody hell happened? I was 5'6" yesterday. Jesus Christ, I've shrank! Hang on a minute. Doesn't matter, I found it. It's there. Doesn't matter, I found it. But yeah, but weirdly, I don't know why, they gave me the job. And they were stacking shelves. But I actually got sacked from stacking shelves. Because you remember the toilet paper shortage a year or 2 ago? That was my fault, I'm afraid. So I was nicking all the toilet paper. Because basically I just wanted to know what it's like to be tall. Yeah. Because I want to say about being tall, because actually I am a recovering addict. I used to be addicted to height. Yeah. Like every day I would wake up, go to my dealer, and I'd get inches. At my worst, I was about 6'5". It was terrible. But then, thankfully, I managed to get to rehab, and I'm now a healthy, what you see before you, a healthy 3'10", ladies and gentlemen. One person did one clap. Thank you. I appreciate that very quickly. But people always say, where did you go for rehab? What helped you? And I went to the rehab called Trouble with Abnormal Tallness, or TWAT for short. My parents actually met at rehab. They used to be addicted, but obviously when they met, they were a lot taller back then. But the moment that tipped it off for me, the moment I realised I had a problem with my addiction and I needed some help, is when, I do find this very hard to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, so I apologise. So I lost something very, very dear to me. I lost something very close to my heart. I lost the game of limbo. Like usually that's my game. You lot have to bend down, aren't they, like going under. This one day a 70-year-old beat me. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I smacked him in the fucking face. Yeah, he wasn't winning any limbo matches there now, was he? Yeah, but now I'm healthy, back to his height and winning limbo again. But something else that I struggle with a lot is something called pins and needles. And now if you lot don't know what pins and needles are, I don't like you. Because basically what pins and needles are, I'll be sitting down like you lot are, and 10 minutes later my leg will be like, right, you're staying here, bye, and he'll die. Really painful. But what I have to wake him up is really awkward. So what I have to do is slap him really hard and fast like this. Ow. Oh, the dog suffers with pins and needles as well. Yeah, finally, somebody else. But what's more, like when in public, when I get pins and needles and I'm sitting down on the bench, I'll slap it, and that's really awkward. So what I sometimes do is brilliant. I make eye contact with someone while doing it. So I just stand there like. Yeah. One time I did that, and the person next to me started doing it as well. I'm thinking, I've started something here, God. But what was even more awkward when I got it at school, because obviously I have to slap really hard and fast like that, but with the table there, so they can't see what I'm doing. So I'm just looking at the teacher going, oh, there I go. Oh shit. No. But the second way of getting rid of pins and needles is to walk it out. And that's really awkward as well, because if you've ever tried walking with a dead leg, you know it's possible. You walk like this. But then suddenly the dead leg gets better. But you can't then suddenly go from walking, you can't do this, you can't go like this to that straight away. It looks dodgy as fuck. You have to make your mind up going, do I commit to that, or decide, or just get it better? And it's a really hard thing. But ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to leave you there. You've been a fantastic audience. Hope you have a fantastic night. Thank you. Good night.
Okay, keep that cheer going for George Coppen. Good stuff. Oh, it's nice, I have to say, it's nice to be here.